What is up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Friday. Finally, freaking Friday without football, though. So is it really Friday? I don't know. Anyway, Christmas tree is still up. I'm counting the days. Anyway, appreciate everybody joining me. If you would do me a favor, I would greatly appreciate it. I know you've given enough of yourselves, especially after the holidays. If you would subscribe to the YouTube channel, it would make my day, honestly. Please go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/thebuckeyecast, and please subscribe. We're trying to get our subscription numbers up, and that way it helps other people find the show as they're searching for Buckeye content. So I greatly appreciate it. And thank you for all the comments on the videos, good and bad. They're always entertaining, if nothing else. Some people write like a novel. Some people just tell me I suck. So, and then there's some in between. So appreciate everybody who's commenting. And of course, the podcast, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to that too, but I'm not going to ask for the world in one day. All right. Let's talk about receivers. Now, receiver depth, we didn't expect to be an issue going into 2022 season, but it was, unfortunately, with Jackson getting injured in the Notre Dame game and then trying to come back, never came back really. And so then Marv getting knocked out at the worst possible moment against Georgia in the fourth, before the fourth. So kind of got me to thinking, why do we not play more of our young receivers? I know they're young. I know we're kind of a little thin in the receiver room. We have like really experienced guys, and then we have really young guys right now. But why did Hartline, and maybe this came from above, from Ryan Day, but why not play some of the receivers earlier in the year? The reason I ask is because we obviously ran into trouble. Cam Babb was not an option. His knee was just not going to let him play. His knees, plural, were not going to let him play. Xavier Johnson was a bright shining light when we needed it the most, but was just not enough to get over the hump. I mean, honestly, a former walk-on should not be your go-to guy in a playoff game. I mean, he performed magically, and I greatly appreciate all of his work, and he's done a lot for the team. But when you have guys like Jaden Ballard, for example, from the 2021 class, came in with Emeka and Marv. Why is he not getting more than 3 snaps when Marv is knocked out of the game? And on the season, honestly, Ballard had, I have that right here, 100 snaps. And a handful of those games were just on special teams as a gunner, probably. So need to know why he's not game ready, especially when Jackson goes out week 1 with the injury. Why was Jaden's growth or learning not accelerated somehow? Not to mention the previous 2 years. This is his second full year. So what's going on there is my concern. And besides that, you got Caleb Brown, Caleb Burton, Keon Grays, Kojo Antwi. All right. So those are the 4 true freshmen this year. Burton and Grays redshirt. So my question is, let's look at these guys and their snap counts. Caleb Brown played in 5 games. So he burned his red shirt, but only had 27 snaps. That doesn't make sense to me. Kojo Antwi played in 5 games, burned his red shirt, only 27 snaps also. Keon Grays played in 2 games, 13 snaps. Okay, so maybe he wasn't ready for the big time, the limelight, right? And who else did I mention? Ballard was 101. Caleb, Burton, Brown, Graves, Kojo. Yeah, we got them all. Caleb Burton, where are you? I don't even see Caleb Burton. Okay. Well, anyway, keep it moving. So yeah, obviously, there needs to be some kind of development happening with these young guys. You know, the freshmen, everybody from the 2021 class. We got 4 of them. We needed to have at least one of them step up. I don't think that's asking too much. One of them could have been a spark to come in when you're without your top 2 receivers, or you know, we won so many games by multiple touchdowns. How do they not get more snaps? I mean, look at these games. Arkansas State 45-12, plenty of room there for younger receivers to play. Toledo 77-21, we won. Wisconsin 52-21, Rutgers 49-10, Michigan State 49-20, Iowa 54-10, Indiana 56-14. You telling me we couldn't get some playing time for these guys and really develop them? I mean, that's the only way you're really going to learn, is when you're thrown into the fire and live bullets, even if it's in, you know, late third quarter, fourth quarter of a blowout. At least you're going against other competition than your own team. I know iron sharpens iron and all that shit, but it's not the same in practice versus real opposing corners that are trying to take your head off. So I think there needs to be some kind of accelerated learning curve for these guys. These guys are not coming in out of shape either. I mean, these guys are all, you know, in the Brian Hartline mold, most of them in this 2022 class. Why I don't understand why at least one of them was not ready. You know, again, looking at these numbers, these snap counts. Yeah, Xavier Johnson had 200 snaps, and again, he was a walk-on from the 2018 class. I think that especially this year should be a lesson, hopefully a lesson learned by everybody in Hartline, Ryan Day, that we need to get these guys ready sooner. And I don't need to remind you that the transfer portal and NIL are out there, and these guys that didn't play last year, these 4 receivers, could be a problem. I did forget Burton had a knee injury coming out of high school, so he's probably still recovering from that this season. So no problem there. Understandable. But at least the other 3, Kojo, Caleb Brown, Keon Graves, how could one of these guys not be ready when we need? I mean, remember when Zach Smith was the receivers coach? He had a rotation of 6 wide receivers in every game. It didn't matter, you know, what was going on. They were rotating 6 throughout the game. Now, I don't know if you want to go that route. That seems excessive, but I think you need to rotate 5, you know, especially like I mentioned, in these big blowouts. There was plenty of ample snaps to get for everybody. But you got Caleb Brown and Kojo Antwi getting 27. You burned their red shirts anyways by, what was this, week? By the Indiana game, they had burned their red shirts. And Keon Graves, okay, he took a red shirt, played in only 2 games. So if it comes down to Caleb Brown and Kojo Antwi, I don't get it, man. If you're going to burn their red shirt, fucking get them in there. Throw some balls at them. I don't know. And I don't know. It's really frustrating to me. It seems like there needs to be a better plan. And the targets, Jaden Ballard, 9 total targets on the year, 8 receptions, and a touchdown. Yeah. Caleb Brown, 1 target, 1 catch, 5 yards. Keon Graves, 1 target, 1 catch, 2 yards. You know, yeah. They gotta do something else there, getting these guys ready. And now you got 4 studs coming in this 2023 class. 3 of them will be here in a couple of weeks, and then Ennis coming later. So you got Noah Rogers, Bryson Rogers, and Carnell Tate. Are these guys going to leapfrog the 2022 guys? I mean, it seems like it's possible. And then again, the portal is an option for the 2022 guys. So you're probably gonna lose at least one, I would venture to guess. Not for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised. So let's, going forward, get some more reps for these receivers, and especially the young ones. Get them in the game. We got to see what kind of depth we got, because we're going into next year. We know we got Emeka and Harrison and Fleming, but Fleming didn't have an outstanding year. He came on late, you know. He had 52 targets in 11 games, but he was out. I mean, can you really plan on his health? You know, I'd be concerned there. So, yeah, I don't know who else, who's going to step up, and can we get a rotation of 4 or 5, maybe 6, but at least you got to have, like we saw this year, at least 2 backups who you can put in a game and be comfortable with, you know, even if it's crunch time. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree, disagree, whatever. As always, I appreciate you guys joining me, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we will be back. Sunday night with our 8 o'clock YouTube show as usual. So hope you join us live and jump in the chat. I'm always entertained by your comments and questions, and it gives us a good direction of what you guys want to talk about. So appreciate you guys, and have a good one. Go Bucks.